Abandonment. That's the fear of being left alone, not being included, going somewhere and maybe no one will show, or that fear of rejection. Maybe people are just appeasing you and don't actually want to hang out with you. What are they thinking inside of their head when they're talking to me? It must be negative things about me. Abandonment issues usually happen in childhood. These are the things that happen when we've been hurt or neglected, had our friends suddenly leave us for other friends. Childhood trauma also can create abandonment issues or even the death of a loved one. There's 3 different attachment styles that deal with abandonment. Anxious attachment is when if someone leaves you, you want to chase them. You can't be left alone. It causes you extreme amounts of distress. So you'll call or text many times or chase or sometimes be too much, overwhelming, because the amount of distress when you're left alone increases. Avoidant attachment style is the opposite. They will abandon first. They'll break up with you first. At the first sign of failure or risk or hurt, they're going to withdraw, go into the cave, stay by themselves, ignore you, be hurt but not even share it because their fear is of rejection or being judged. And so because of that, they seem cool and aloof, but really, they're just scared and worried about being hurt because it hurts so deeply. And so their anxiety levels would go up when someone's chasing after them or saying too many things. They become overwhelmed from that. Disorganized attachment style, that attachment style would seem like they lack empathy and they're cold and they have difficulty with intimacy or being vulnerable or sharing. They have a fear of creating lasting, secure relationships because they don't feel that that's possible and they can't really reach those inner emotions within themselves. Now, I'm not going to go into the parental roles and what creates attachment styles. When I do a video on attachment styles, that will be separate. But what do you do if you're dealing with this? One is you want to check out what is your attachment style. When you feel confronted or abandoned, what do you do? Do you have to chase? Do you run away? Or do you have a difficulty with being vulnerable and creating relationships? And then, in a safe way, slowly calm yourself down, doing breathing, working on your negative self-talk, because those voices inside your head saying you're not good enough or you're not wanted or you're not loved, most of the time they're lies. Those lies feed our fear. Because as humans, we need each other. We need the tribe to survive. And so being left alone, that solo human, is devastating because it really did risk death. No longer is that true anymore, but remember, caveman brains, modern society. So we still have all of these antiquated methods of dealing with things. The next piece is you need to be a better friend to yourself. And so people with abandonment issues, I usually say, you know what, start with being 15 minutes alone, just with you, and see what happens. Or if that's too much, 5 minutes. Work on what happens inside of your head. Do you hear a lot of negative, mean, malicious, mocking words coming to yourself? Whatever are those weaknesses, you want to go towards them instead of running away. So say that you're more of an anxious attachment style and usually send 100 texts. I'd say, you know what, just send 1. And then keep yourself busy because it's hard just to stop a behavior. You want to supplant, put something else in front of that. So then keep yourself busy with a movie or talking to someone else but the person you're anxious with, or practice a skill or go running. You want to keep yourself busy during that time. If you're more avoidant, you want to go towards someone, share something, talk about it. And when your anxiety goes up, then you might say, you know what, I need a few minutes to, go take a walk, but I'll be back in 10 minutes. Then you have to actually be back in 10 minutes. If you're dealing more with disorganized and it's hard for you to be vulnerable and understand your feelings or even share them, then you want to practice with, what do I feel right now? What are the benefits with me sharing this? Because if you don't know your feelings, you're not going to be able to share them with anyone else. The coolest part is that you can heal abandonment issues. It is possible, especially if you surround yourself with good friends. If you don't have people that you can really trust and feel safe with, this becomes really difficult. So who are the people that you choose to be with? Sometimes we choose the people that will hurt us the most because we're reliving a wound and hoping that we'll get a different answer. But if you have many relationships that are similar, you may want to ask yourself, what am I unconsciously choosing in my mates? And then you want to work on the basics. You want to work on making sure that you're exercising, you're feeling good about yourself, you're doing things, and you're able to be proud of who you are. Because once you understand who you are and that you have value, you don't worry as much that people are not going to enjoy you. Most people could always use another good friend. And if you like psychological videos, I have videos on negative self-talk and are you a sociopath and how to deal with anxiety, all ad-free, sponsor-free on Nebula. And you can also take a look at Apple Talk, where we have extra segments only on Nebula, where we deal with eating hot chili peppers or hot wings. And it's not just my videos, but Nando V Movies, Midlife Crisis, Renee Ritchie, MKBHD, Cinema Wins, and so many more. All ad-free, sponsor-free on Nebula. Bundled in for free when you sign up at today's sponsor, curiositystream.com/Georgia Dow, or click on the link below. And right now, because you watch this channel, you can get CuriosityStream for 42% off. That is less than $12 a year, less than the price of a pizza for a whole year, and that includes thousands of amazing documentaries and series, like Nature's Weirdest, where you get to decide, what is nature's weirdest animal? Is it the sloth? Is it the rockfish? You get to pick. You'll be supporting educational creators directly for 42% off CuriosityStream. Less than $12 a year, and you get Nebula bundled in for free. Free! Just click on the link below. curiositystream.com/Georgia Dow. And by clicking on the link below, you really do a lot to help support this channel. And if you like this video, please hit subscribe.